Show. Hey, let's get it.
Yo.
Why does this remind me of what's his name? The rapper that we had on the show.
Oh,
That's how we're gonna start.
The blind guy.
you're talking about
Curtis.
Curveball Jackson.
Curveball.
Curtis
Jackson.
50 Cent Jackson. Yeah.
Not Curtis. Curveball Jackson.
It's Curveball.
All right. It was Curveball.
I
You
know.
thinking of different Curtises. Yeah,
I was-
Curtises.
I was- he thought he was Curtis Jackson.
That's hilarious. But what's good? Welcome back to another Shit Talk Saturday. What's up, It's Sunday. Another Shit Talk Sunday. 2 in a row.
It is Sunday.
And STS. Y'all know.
Yeah,
what's
we
good?
Unapologetically Black.
Yeah, I didn't apologize.
Well, what up,
for it.
folks?
We
How
here.
y'all been?
Coolin'. Jamal started his new job in the middle of the week, so he went from working from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., which, on top of his schedule being turned around, it fucks up my sleep schedule. Just trying to get into a routine. Working out in the morning now instead of at night. So I get up at 5:30, do my workout, get all of that out the way, which is awesome because I always felt like a workout was like looming over me all day. Like, I got to get to that before I go to bed. So now it's like it gets done, it's out the way, and I can get the rest.
You don't typically do your workouts in the morning or during the day?
So I used to do them in the morning, but I do a lot of dance workouts, and I'm not gonna hold you. He doesn't do them with me, so I feel weird like doing my dance workout while he's chilling on the couch. So I really just waited till he went to work, so I did them at night. I was like, all right, you gone? I'm gonna knock this workout out and then go about my nighttime. Oh, Asia was at our house last night. She wanted to be on the
Look
episode.
at you all judgmental like as you're dancing.
Exactly, yeah. I don't have time. But yeah, how have you been, Rich? Or did you have anything you wanted to add?
I'm good. My schedule also changes this week as well. I'm starting tomorrow. So instead of closing, which is 6 to midnight, I now open, which is 3:45 a.m. to 12.
3:45.
What do I have to do with not being on the episode?
Because she was at our house yesterday and she wanted to be on the episode, but because you were
So
out.
bad. She wanted to be on so bad, dog.
She can come on now. You in the comments, just jump on. We can
That's
ask.
facts. You want to be on, Asia?
Nah, because I can't physically mute her.
You get the little mute down here.
Nah, it ain't the same if I shoot her with a Sonic gun.
But yeah, so now my schedule works where I'm back to working mornings. Being off.
So you're back to being on Tuesday nights.
Now I can come back on Tuesday nights, right? You know what I'm saying? Went to SneakerCon yesterday with my wife and the kids. That was fun. It was a turnaround trip because I had to work today, but it was still fun. Lots of shoe heads out there. Picked up some stuff. Fruity Pebble LeBrons.
Nice.
My wife's 11 that she's been looking for a while. I heard, what I'm saying.
Oh, that was nice.
She's been looking for. Got the boys some shoes that they wanted. They expensive, so that's what they asked for. So I made them come. So I bought them stuff. But other than that, I'm chilling.
I feel that.
And other news, I did not spend that much, but I got Brittany a Susie Funko Pop. So we can get Cree Summers to sign it. So what we now realize we want to do is instead of just buying Funko Pops and having them for our random collection, we're gonna get 2. So 1 to autograph by the celebrity that we know and love for our own collection, and the second one for resale. Honestly, I'm not gonna hold you after paying $40-$50 for an autograph and $13 for a Funko Pop. I'm gonna resell that bitch for $100 starting on eBay and see what we gonna make shake out, bro.
Rich will be at BlurredCon.
Rich will be at BlurredCon.
There's no point of him coming back and forth from Texas to here for anything else, but he'll be at BlurredCon.
Unless
my daughter's godmom lives in DC. Right, baby? DC? So there's actually a real reason for all of us to be out there.
Sure.
That's what's up.
Other than BlurredCon. But if you ask me, I only come for BlurCon. But
yeah,
Brittany will be out there in March.
You said what?
Brittany will be out there in March for spring break.
And we're gonna be drinking with Brittany at brunch.
Yeah, we're going to brunch.
She's gonna probably be with the mother.
It's okay.
But I'll let her know.
No, because Britt and I will talk. You don't need to let her know. I have my own way of speaking to your wife. No worries. We'll talk. But let's jump into the week, right? I like to always kick things off with, congratulations goes to Viola Davis.
That deserves a round of applause.
Yeah, she's the third. Which is dope because do you know who the first Black woman was? It was Whoopi Goldberg. It was Whoopi Goldberg in 2002. 2002. Then it was Jennifer Hudson, November of last year. And now we have our third just a few months later. So Black women are out here, doing the damn thing and being recognized, which is dope.
Yeah.
Because you can do the damn thing, but that don't mean you're going to get an Emmy.
Yeah, it don't mean they're going to tell you about stuff. It just means that you're just doing it.
Yeah.
Speaking of being recognized, the fans and the internet have been on whoever is Lotto's boyfriend, like her secret boyfriend. She keep dropping hints about how she don't got paid for nothing, how he do all this stuff. Then she turned around and she get a tattoo of Shia down the back of her ear. Now, I don't know if you remember, but I was all up in the 21 Savage memes when they found out that his ass was from England. Like
Shia
Abraham or Shia Abraham, however you pronounce it. You remember that? When ICE came to arrest your boy in Atlanta?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So,
now
Lotto
he
and
Lotto.
Savage.
And he got named as Complex's 2022 Rapper of the Year last year for being the most influential.
I've seen that too.
However, he said that he thought it went to Drake or Cole.
I definitely think it should have went. I definitely think it should have went to Cole, but definitely not 21. I take Drake over 21.
I want to say Drake.
I wouldn't say 21 just because, not for the same reasons that most people would say. He didn't put out his own solo project. Every project he put out was in conjunction with someone else. If I don't give it to Drake or if I don't give it to Cole of that year, I'd give it to Future on just influence and being able to drop something and it's considered a masterpiece. Future would be called a lot of things, but you never call him
new song?
Not Selling Out.
You said Future's new song?
Yeah, one where he references going back to fuck on Sierra.
No. I
hey, that boy is top god.
Hey, I'm not saying that he should get beat up, but if I'm Russell Wilson, you gotta see me.
You know Russ ain't built like that.
You gotta.
Hey, speaking of not built like that, you been watching the fights in the NBA?
Have you seen
I've seen quite a few. Most fights in the NBA are niggas not built like it. They just do it just.
Hey man, these NBA players thinking they bold. They acting like they ain't soft like they used to be. They like, nah, you called me soft one too many times. All right.
I mean, okay. It's not. First off, I hate when they say it's not like what it used to be. First off, that wasn't basketball. That was fucking rugby on the goddamn court.
Dog, they were swinging.
80s and 90s basketball was not defense. Niggas are upset because they can no longer clothesline people as they go to the goddamn.
As they go up for it. Man,
as you go up, you're upset because you can't snatch him backwards as he goes up for a layup. That's obviously
Draymond playing in the wrong time period. He would have been an all-star.
I don't think players like Charles Barkley would just fight. Like they don't give we just gonna fight. Ron Artest would just fight. So nowadays, I think it's more talking and chest bumping than actual fists being thrown. But I think that they learned from Malice in the Palace, and so a lot of players, believe it or not, even if they want to fight, are absolutely terrified of what's going to happen.
Mo Bamba didn't feel that way. He ran up the court to swing. He said,
no.
All I know is
notice
years ago.
Notice that a lot of them aren't like actual fists being thrown. It's a lot of shoving, a lot of grabbing and like wrestling. It's not an actual fist or punch being thrown. Because that not only does that come with a
Oh, there were at first
fine,
though. Then there was a couple connected
There
fists.
was a fist being thrown. Like,
Then it was a lot of grabbing and pushing down to the ground. Yeah.
like
not
Donovan
fist
Mitchell.
being connected. A
And I'm
fist
not gonna
being
sit there and be like,
connected
"God, he swung."
is almost like a 9-10 game suspension on top of a heavy fine. And I mean,
Mo
like,
didn't care, dog.
you're talking like 500,000. Speaking of 500,000, have y'all seen the ticket for LeBron James's potential
Dog,
potential record-breaking game?
you really think Brown gonna drop 32 on him?
36.
So here's my theory. He only has 36 points left.
It's 36 points to tie it.
If LeBron goes into the third quarter with 25 or more points,
They just need to let him do it.
that's what I'm saying. They're going to let him do it.
They're gonna let him do it. Yeah.
If he goes in with 25 or more points, they're going to let him do it. Now, it's going to come by one of two ways. Either the commissioner's going to come down and say, hey, call more fouls, call more this or call more that to get him to the line. Or he's just going to straight up tell OKC, guess what? Y'all just lose this game because Bron's going to score. You're going to allow him to score because we cannot sell these seats for $75,000 and he doesn't break this record.
Facts. No, absolutely.
Now listen,
Absolutely. You know how pissed I'd be to pay $75,000 for the game before the game.
so as a
They
podcast,
Or to
already
get into the next game and he
Imagine
only
this.
has like 3 points
Tuesday.
before he has to break it. Like imagine instead of him scoring 36, he scores 34.
y'all want to do it earlier? Which episode we doing on Tuesday?
Marriage.
Ah, snap.
Yeah.
Do whatever. What are we talking about?
He was like, it's on Tuesday. How we gonna handle it as a podcast? I was like, we have an episode on Tuesday.
We don't have to necessarily handle LeBron James' scoring record on Tuesday. We can always handle that on Saturday. The whole world's gonna be watching.
I will.
So it's not like
and
it's not
you
like
will.
people are
I
gonna miss.
promise you, I know you're gonna have it on the TV, on mute, right here. Like,
Oh, you gonna put yours on mute? Mine was definitely gonna be on my phone loud as hell as we were recording.
as we
usually
do our
have it
marriage
on mute.
episode, this is gonna be fun.
I got
Yeah,
the
as me and Richard talking. Did you see that? This is marriage,
because
right?
it depends on how he does the 36, and there's speculation as to how he does it.
I think that because let's not act like what is it, the Thunder or who are they?
The
Okay,
Thunder?
see, yeah.
The Thunder ain't no hoes. Like they might keep him, to 18.
Okay,
This is
Trying to
not
keep
about.
him-
First off, no one, not a soul, and he's already
20.
played OKC, has kept him under 22 points. Not a single goddamn soul.
Maybe they'll keep him at 22. Either way, it's not 36.
But because he's averaging since his birthday, he's averaging 35. Since
right.
his birthday in December. So
Yeah.
he's averaging
No,
35.
I mean honestly, if they're really selling the tickets for that much, they're gonna let
Look,
him.
I have a feeling the NBA, if there's any time the NBA is scripted, it will be Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Because the
Exactly.
time
honestly, I'm not gonna hold you because it's between Tuesday or Thursday.
Right, but if they're already selling Tuesday's tickets at 70,
yeah, but you're already selling Tuesday's tickets at 75,000. So I feel like the NBA is going to.
well, what are Thursday's tickets selling at? Y'all act like what? I mean, at the same time, they probably the same,
that is to be determined. They have not figured that out yet.
but they've sold tickets. Like it's not like they haven't sold tickets already.
I don't think anyone's bought front row tickets to that game yet. Not
Yeah.
outside a season ticket holder, but no one has
Right.
bought front row tickets to the. They will play the Bucks. The Bucks that they haven't done that. This one is in LA. At the
Oh
crib.
yeah, it's in LA. I didn't even realize that.
But now here's my thing. Do you think 75,000 is too much?
yes.
Yes,
The fuck?
You're in,
But I mean, I get it. I get why.
it's a regular season game. I think
I don't
It's
think
definitely-
it's too much.
You think it's the right
I
amount?
don't think honestly, if I'm Staples Center, I'm charging at least 120.
I mean,
Charles
I
Barkley,
feel you.
a man who
Here's
signed
why.
for
One,
$100
first off,
million,
120,000
said
to the
that's-
people that are going to be front row.
Look, wait,
Now-
but if they don't, if he doesn't hit that 36 points, it's gonna be
If he doesn't, you'll have a
$120,000
lot of-
on Thursday.
For
They
the
gonna double
people, and
it.
I'm talking specifically for the people that buy front row seats,
Yeah,
on the court seats. those people are celebrities and up any fucking.
Absolutely.
Or people
Yeah.
millionaires anyway. So spending $120,000 to somebody like Kevin Hart, who's going to be
right.
Drake, who's going to be there, like Magic's going to be there, like all these guys.
They have it. They have it.
So they have the 120,000. So to them, 120,000 is not a lot.
Right.
But Magic ain't buying that ticket. There ain't no way you charging Magic for a seat.
Oh no! You're not charging Magic to get in, but again, you're still charging everyone else that's not a Laker to get in.
Nah, fact.
And now, mind you, you only have X amount of seats.
Yeah,
facts. So if you got 30 seats, seats, 10 is going to Bron.
Right, and you know what? And if that's the case, then it should be more expensive.
Right,
because it's very limited. It's more limited than it was before.
Who's
do you give your tickets up?
Who's pissed off are the people that are higher up because the whole stadium tickets went up.
Yeah.
So even if you were paying $100 or $180 for a normal ticket, that 180 ticket is now like $400, $500 as a regular person.
Season ticket holder, you selling your ticket?
Fuck, yeah, I don't know.
No, you can't. You're a season ticket holder. You've already paid for the tickets for the season.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, would you put it up on a third party site though, like, and be like,
you can StubHub it.
My seat.
No, I want to be there for this historic event. I want to be there.
Nah, I get that too.
Yeah, if I'm a season ticket holder, I'm pretty close up. I want to be there. I want to be on camera, me, Bron, standing like, a few feet away, like watching him do it. I'm going to probably be recording the entire game because I don't want to miss the shot. I don't want to miss the shot. If I'm a season ticket holder, my phone is recording the entire time. I got an extra battery plugged up and everything. Whole game. I'm recording halftime. I don't even know what the fuck's happening at halftime. So that's just me though.
Oh, my name could be on the tickets.
Congrats to him because we know that this is a 40-year record. And it's probably gonna take 50 years to break after Bron breaks it.
Yeah, I think that I saw in an interview they still have like 28 games left in the season. Like he still has so much time to put more on it. Like
that's just in this season. He's still playing 3 more years after this.
Right.
He's playing 3 more years after this. So he's probably gonna get like another 2,000 to 3,000 more points. So
yeah. I mean, I'm sure, honestly, I see Bron, like, seeing his children into the NBA and then ultimately retire.
I can see him retiring about a year or so after Bronny's in the NBA.
Yeah,
assuming that he doesn't feel like if he's still feeling good, he might go until Bryce comes in. Now that's the second thing, but definitely Bronny. I can definitely see him retiring. Either retiring the same year Bronny comes into the league or a year after Bronny's finished.
Yeah,
I think he'd want to see his son, like, minimally one of them get adjusted, like maybe Bronny, and then he bounces after that.
Now, at least the only reason why I say no to that one is because he's already said that even if he doesn't play with his son, he wants to play against him.
Mm-hmm.
So they just have to be on the same court together. So he doesn't necessarily have to want him. He doesn't necessarily care if he's adjusted or not. It's just going to be I need to play with him or against him. More so with him. Which is why he's keeping all of his contract 1-year contract. All of his contracts will be 1-year contract, so he can go to the team that has his son.
So while we got you and you can't say no, I had a fan reach out, fan of the show. He wants to know: are we doing a WrestleMania special or any kind of wrestling podcast information?
You said I can't say no.
Right?
So
like
you can't say no. I'm ambushing you on live.
Then I'm clearly going to say no.
So you're not a wrestling fan?
Absolutely not.
So you won't be offended when we don't invite you?
Nope.
He wasn't offended when we didn't invite him to the voting special either. Rich is okay with the specials that don't involve Rich, and that's fine.
That don't involve me. Absolutely. All I'm gonna do.
Cool. Asia wants to be on it.
All right, so shout out to JF.
All I'm gonna do is jump on and tell you to know your role and shut your damn mouth, and then call people a bunch of jabronis.
That's hilarious.
Well, we're so far removed from calling people jabroni, so
Okay. But before we kind of switch altogether, wrapping up NBA news, Kyrie being traded today.
Ooh. So I'm officially a Dallas fan.
Rooting for the Mavs
my thing with it is it's not. I think Kyrie's love for the game can always change depending on where he's at. I just really think he just didn't want to be in Brooklyn anymore. It just
Yeah, not after
but
the
as far as the
management.
talent, man, look,
Mhm.
Kyrie a dog. Kyrie that dude.
He's still a blockbuster superstar. And when you pair him with Luka Doncic, it's like Luka scores at least 50 points on his own and laughs in your face. I remember watching Luka versus the Suns, and he had as many points going into halftime as the entire team.
Yeah. But to be fair, Luka had to, because if he didn't, they would definitely be losing real bad. So now with Kyrie being there, he takes the offensive load off of Luka a lot.
And Luka's
because you're not going to just leave Kyrie open. And you damn sure not going to let Kyrie go one-on-one. So, yeah, their offensive power is just going to be so high. It's going to be crazy. I can see them taking the West.
Yeah. I can see this being like, I can see them being this year. Like, being this year. Like, this being their year. My bad.
I mean, especially because Steph is out.
Yeah, Steph is out indefinitely for now. So,
yeah.
You haven't even given a date. It's like indefinite.
Like, damn.
Yep. We know everyone else in the West is a fraud. We know that Utah's fraud. We know that freaking Memphis is fraud. Clippers are fraud. Like,
nah, dog. Memphis ain't no frauds. You ain't gonna talk about Ja.
Memphis are fraud. They're fraud. All these niggas is gonna get to the playoffs and fucking wet themselves.
They gonna go deep in the playoffs this year. Ja gonna do something this year.
Mm-hmm. Y'all say that every year. Ja ain't did shit.
That boy's block off. That boy's blockbuster. You hear me?
Clippers are the biggest fraud. Even if you say the Lakers won a bubble ring, at least they won a ring. Clippers haven't made it to the Western Conference Finals ever. Ever. The Clippers are boo-boo. Okay? The Clippers are absolute assholes.
That's hilarious. Well, speaking of blockbusters, and we spoke about the LeBron tickets, Beyonce announced her tour. Man, the internet's been going crazy. The internet's been going wild.
I think her and Bron tickets are about the same.
Probably, just about front row.
Like, Congress already on block.
I feel like Jamal and I have kind of just committed to like listening to the radio and winning tickets at this point, because it's like,
because even if you can afford tickets, you in the 400 section.
I tell Brittany, or Brittany tried to tell me, she was like, I want to go. She's coming. She's coming. I want to go see.
I saw her status. She said she was about to hit amateur night real quick.
Hey, look, do you know how long you have to be working amateur night just to get those tickets? Like,
hey man.
Yeah, Asia said, I'm selling a kidney for pit seats. People are making GoFundMes. Like,
they're not playing about this. Beyonce.
They've already added more concert. I'm dead. M-I, crooked letter I.
I think the cheapest ones we seen was about $800. Those were the cheapest.
Mm-hmm.
And that was for like up in the rafters all the way in the back.
You're watching it on TV. Why are you there?
Yeah. You're watching it on Jumbotron. There.
Exactly. Basically,
as you got closer, I think we seen a set of tickets.
I hear everyone before I hear her.
What you say?
I've seen a set of tickets on the field for $8,000.
That's crazy. I mean, and you know what? I saw this one quote that I thought was hilarious. It said, Beyonce better price these tickets like a woman who told us to quit our jobs last summer. and act accordingly.
And you know what? I'm going to try my best to justify her ticket price, right? Oh, no, highest we've seen was $13,000. He's right. And that's to be like on the field right next to Beyonce. But imagine
them tickets. It's Beyonce.
No. Think about it. It's Beyonce, one of the best performers we've ever seen in our life.
In our generation, for sure.
Yep.
In our lifetime, for sure.
One of the best.
This is the last time she goes on tour.
So she said that before, much like her husband, right? and we pour our money into it, and then boom, another album drops randomly at midnight a year later.
Because I guarantee you, people spend $8 to $10K to see Michael Jackson's last tour. I mean, of course, his last tour was cut short. But
this was not announced to be her last tour. It was just a tour.
I mean, hey, I don't know. I couldn't do
Beyonce
it.
and
I
Taylor
wouldn't
Swift
do it.
tickets are about the same price, and I believe that. I mean, Swifties are. She has a following.
A huge following.
Huge.
Shut down Ticketmaster following.
Yeah.
Congress.
Yeah,
is
but
looking
Taylor
at
Swift ain't tell her
following.
fans to quit their job and leave their man.
She did not. She took. Taylor Swift might have told her fans to leave their man.
Yeah, I'm sure Taylor Swift has told her. I am sure.
Yeah. I don't know about those ticket prices. I definitely couldn't do that because it's not like she's making history. So
you said it's not like
setting, it's not like she's making history other than setting high ass ticket prices as history. But
I was about to say, like, sis, you really just made like what? How many millions of dollars in billions of dollars in Dubai? You couldn't have cut America a little break. you did 90.
I don't give break.
You did 90 minutes for like,
I don't know if she made a couple million or a billion.
I thought it was like 24 million.
Yeah, it might have been like 24.5.
You could have cut us a break in America.
And that might have made her closer to like getting that.
She said she don't give breaks to nobody.
Right.
No.
You got to pay the piper. You don't pay, you don't pay.
She does not argue with basic bitches. She just raises her price.
She
is fucking out the prices. Beyonce said, "I see what Eggs is doing, and I like it. I want to do what Eggs are doing and just trend upwards."
Here on Queen Bey's good internet, Beyonce's internet that we on here.
Oh, you gonna get a secondhand tickets? Them bots about to buy them tickets up quick.
Her prices will drop tomorrow, or her prices will drop tomorrow. Niggas are gonna buy it, and then the tickets are still gonna be resold at a higher price. So. Yeah. But
yeah, well, y'all have fun with that. I'm not going.
Speaking of concerts, this story I thought was really funny. There is a woman who is suing a concert venue for serving her alcohol because after leaving, she then blew up several homes in the area.
She drove through them so fast that she just said, "Nah, I'm gonna sue you for the damages that I caused because you should have cut me off."
I think I heard of that story.
You watched The Breakfast Club?
No, not that.
Charlamagne gave her a donkey of the day, and I know how you love Uncle Charlotte.
First off, no, I don't. No, I don't.
You don't fuck with Uncle Charlotte either?
I'm not saying that I don't fuck with him, but he's not a person of interest to me.
Oh, that's not Uncle Charlotte now?
He's never been my uncle at all.
It's Uncle Kev. It's Uncle, what's the other back? A terrible time.
Who is Uncle Kev? Well, no. Uncle Kev, I give you.
Kev?
Uncle Shay, I give you. I don't know. Charlamagne is not my, nah. Charlamagne's just Charlamagne.
You know that man? Arpo, who is this man?
He's just another nigga to me. That's all.
True.
Another nigga from North Carolina, huh?
True. All right, so we have that woman doing some crazy shit. There was a woman in Germany who found her doppelganger, killed her in order to fake her own death. So she found a woman that looked like her, killed her so that she could fake her own death.
To then do what?
She just wanted
to fake her own death and disappear. So she found somebody on the internet, on Instagram that looked like her.
She put out a poll to say, who looks like me? Like, I'm trying to find my doppelganger for like some type of social media experiment. I want to do like some sort of like videos and like cool things.
But then you disappear. You got caught.
She did. She wanted to.
Hey, man.
I don't know.
I don't tell you that
she got caught, so she couldn't even follow all the way through to see what faking her own death would benefit, how that would benefit her.
We didn't get to see the whole plan work out. She got caught.
Darn.
My bad.
First of all, we just found out that you had a twin after like 4 years of friendship.
Yeah.
Like yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I was yesterday years old when I found out that Asia has a twin.
Facts.
So then, are y'all really friends? If you don't know that,
I question that every time with Asia.
Are we?
Has
Her
the
boyfriend
same
is the
person
homie,
been
though.
coming by? What if they've been alternating back and forth between people coming to see y'all?
Nah, I feel like they'd be too weird. Like Asia's definitely like
Asia's an
you know Asia.
experience.
Are they
You know-
identical or are they
Great question.
I just found out this twin exists.
Oh my
I don't even know if
goodness.
this twin is real, dog. It could be like, you ever seen Friends where she had a twin, but it was really just her from a different show?
Or Parent Trap, where it was just Lindsay Lohan twice.
Yeah. I still hope that
they
twin
couldn't
exists.
even do real stuff like Mary Kate and Ashley. You really just chose the same person and had to
The
play
same
them.
person twice.
You could have found
Asia,
actual
I believe
twins.
she pull up in real
Like,
life.
how lazy are you in a show to only have one person play both twins
Childhood
instead of
picture.
just going to find twins?
Nope, I need to see Asia standing next
She
to a
doesn't
woman.
want to stand next to her, babe.
I need to see a
Anywho,
big picture there.
I will say, as I'm going through my notes from the week, I do feel bad if we could rewind 20 minutes. Angela Bassett was named the highest paid Black actress in TV history. So congratulations to her as well. Back up at the beginning. Yeah, at first I told Jamal, I was like, I find it ironic that she's the highest paid TV actress because I felt originally, before we went through the shows she's been on, that she's, better known for movies. But because the only real TV series I could think of was one of the movies, American Horror Story. But then you pointed out to me, huh?
They just said she's gonna go to jail.
Yeah, her sister's going to jail.
She's talking about her sister. That's
Not Angela Bassett.
not Angela
He
Bassett.
said, "Where
Nah.
Bassett do she go to jail?"
They said Angela Bassett, the baddest bitch, and I believed it.
Oh yeah, Angela Bassett was in
Yeah, she is in 911.
the Black.
That's
yeah,
the
she's in
show.
911.
Thank you, Brittany. It's
Yeah.
always a Brittany that got my back.
She's the
Most
top.
times
now.
this one though.
Yeah, it hasn't been today. It's my
Nah.
third glass of wine. You guys have actually watched me consume all of them like it was water.
This
What?
ain't juice,
You
my brother.
had 3 glasses today, and all 3 you've had in the last 30 minutes.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
horrible.
Yeah, well, it's my cheat day, and I don't eat cookies and shit. I would rather just drink on my cheat day.
Yeah, it's my off
But
day.
Then I
so-
go back
What?
to water and work out.
I follow different studies when it comes to like cheat meals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And some say that you should have, so that you don't drive yourself crazy. Obviously, if you've worked out hard that day, you have a singular cheat item. Like some people like ice cream, right? And
Yeah.
you eat ice cream every day. You just keep your small moderation. So say it's 2 scoops of ice cream or whatever.
You
Eat that,
get
and
super
that
food.
gives you that way. It gives you something to look forward toward
Right.
at the end of the meal, at the end of the day. After you've worked out, done all your hard stuff, and ate all your regular meals, but then for dinner you eat ice cream.
Ooh, for dinner I eat ice cream.
No, you don't get ice cream for dinner, nigga.
I mean, I'm listening. I'm getting my advice from Fat to Fit with Rich. Follow him on IG.
You know what I'm saying?
So, in case y'all didn't know, Rich also studied, cooking for a while in the Marines, and he does know his nutritional facts. So, like, he isn't just making this stuff up. It's not just like, oh, well, why do I trust you? Because the U.S. Marines paid for him to get a higher education and stuff like this. So when he says it, sometimes you trust him.
Most of it is really just trial and error, to be quite honest with you. And because not everything works for everyone. You know what
Big
I mean?
facts.
It doesn't.
Everyone has different body type. Everyone has different goals.
Because I've seen what The Rock eat, and I couldn't eat all that in the day.
Yeah, if your goal is to put on muscle, the only way to put on muscle is to eat more. And I know people like, what? Eat more? Yes, eat more. Eat more food, consume more calories, and build muscle.
Eat
That's the only
protein,
way.
rich things. Yeah.
And get just massive.
I just want to work out. I
Yeah.
work out so that I can enjoy brunch once a month.
The
Okay.
issue with eating more, trying to put on
For a
muscle,
lot of people,
like, I'm always
that's
hungry.
good enough. Work out
Yeah.
just enough to eat brunch, to not look completely obese, and and to be mobile throughout
Right.
as they get older. You can still
To
be
feel
mobile,
good,
move
yeah.
around. do stuff. You know, your knees don't always crack every time you stand up, like
No.
Maul.
Because
Hey,
what?
after working out, my shit been good. All right. I no longer hear that like knocking at the door. I stood up
And
one
take
day.
your vitamins. Take your vitamins, your fish oils, all your good stuff.
All right, so keeping it in the realm of celebrities. Last week we talked about NBA YoungBoy and his, 12th and 13th or 11th and 12th child. This week, NBA YoungBoy
is apologizing
for all of his very violent
and
music,
murderous raps,
because he is converting to Mormonism.
Now, NBA YoungBoy does not have a lot of like radio hits, but he has a very, very devoted fan base. Like,
what up, WB?
Hey,
it's B-Rad.
Brad from What's Happening? What's happening with you, Brad? Shit.
Boy, B-Rad.
It's
Shout out to Brad and Fred.
Boy, B-Rad from the booth.
From the Mitten. He's from the Mitten. He's from Michigan.
Oh.
The boot is Louisiana.
Oh, she does a mitten, so like
the
it's
boot
not
is Malibu.
I. It's literally anyone from Michigan is gonna hold up their hand and tell you they're from
No.
here.
If you've ever seen,
that's where you from on the mitten.
Yeah, that's Detroit.
It's Malibu's most wanted. B-Rad from the boot,
B-Rad.
Malibu.
Yeah, nah.
Oh, you said the boot. I heard the boot.
The boot.
Like Louisiana.
Nah, the boot. You know they're in your little.
No, I understand. That's my sister's favorite fucking movie. That and Joanna Man. Those are my sister's two favorite movies.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah.
So I thought that was funny. After
I mean, hey, look, if that's what he wants to do, and he's truly, converting himself over to Mormonism, being a Mormon.
That was for Brad. Sorry, not for NBA YoungBoy. Call me a white person.
Oh, I mean, because black people from Michigan believe that the only place in Michigan is Detroit. So.
They do.
They do.
There's no other city in Michigan other than Detroit.
It don't exist.
So I always tell people who don't know that I'm from Metro Detroit area. I tell them I grew up on 10 Mile, which is 2 miles north of 8 Mile, because everyone knows 8 Mile. And that's just how we leave it.
If you had
one shot,
one chance to miss it.
Yeah, that's not it. It's one opportunity. And now you're live
now
on
I'm
air fucking up.
Fucking up.
This wine is escaping.
You stupid. All right. So I'm going to switch gears into, more politically based things, because a lot of the rest of the stuff are politically based. What did Brad say? Detroit's its own state. It's like Baltimore out here, which is where H is from. The irony of that.
I believe it.
My Nubian suburbians. Thank you. As a Marion high school, I can't say graduate because I didn't graduate from there, but
says the brother who speaks and orders pumpkin spice lattes.
Okay. Anywho, all right. So last week and in general, we've been talking about Tyree Nichols and the Black community. This week, there was a 6th officer that was ultimately fired. He was not prosecuted. None of that, at least not yet, but based off of the internal investigations of the Memphis Police Department, the 6th cop, who was a white man, was fired.
They are like firing and going through the department and getting rid of a lot of people in light of this recent incident. So like a lot of people have been dealt with in different ways. And it's a developing story, but I believe that everybody involved should go to jail. You broke a law.
I believe everybody involved.
Everyone involved should not go to jail. Everyone that was involved should probably be fired or suspended if you were standing around, because you probably have broken a department policy. Is what you probably broken, which you should then be fired and or suspended for without pay. Now, the officers actively involved should go to jail.
So I would
No.
say that this officer, it is on video that he tased him as part, and he got fired for like unauthorized or just like wrongful use of a taser. But I feel like being a part of that, like the tasing and the beating, like that, all of that to me is all things that need to go in front of a judge, not just get fired.
But what goes in front of the judge is what caused death. The taser did not cause it. The beating caused it.
But he tased them for no reason. That man
That's
wasn't
still
doing
part of
anything
it.
to
Yes,
be tased.
tasing someone is illegal, and he was fired for doing so.
He should still go in front of let the judge decide how much you played into the death of this man, just like everybody else.
He did by saying none, because all you did was tase him.
He never made it that far. He never made it that far. He was never arrested with everybody else.
A prosecutor's not going to take something that useless in front of a judge.
Exactly.
We have to
You know what kind of fear and anxiety first tasing might have started. Like that might have started the higher level of like adrenaline.
You have to trust that medical examiners and prosecutors done their damn job. If you want everyone else to do their job, you have to trust that they did their job. I never
trust that white people that are looking out for the cops do their job.
You can't say I'm happy that they're sending them to jail and then nitpick the whole goddamn way. Like
I will absolutely
like, where do you want
it? Because everybody, I said it last week and I'm gonna say it this time. Every person that did something involved in the murdering or doing something illegal should go to jail. If you can arrest somebody as an accomplice for being in a crime.
Oh, she's talking about Aubrey, the father, son, and the neighbor.
Oh, yeah. If I can get arrested for riding in the car, if you robbed a bank, then they should get arrested for being around as someone was murdered.
Facts.
He was beat, and then that led to his death.
You do understand that means that if you are standing there, you do understand that means if you're standing there recording, you would get arrested because you're there as someone got murdered.
But
their body cams recorded it. So why do I get arrested and they don't? And I go to jail, but
because
they don't.
You just said that the law is anyone who's standing around witnessing it.
He did something wrong. He assaulted a man. He tased him when he did nothing wrong. That man was down and in handcuffs, and he tased him and then yelled out.
You're arguing a mute point. We're not saying that he shouldn't be fired and or suspended. But you're saying that he should go to jail for doing something that has nothing to do with being illegal.
They were very quick and they were very swift to lock these 5 black men up. They threw their names.
They did something illegal.
So did the white man.
Don't dismiss the fact that
wrongful taser is department policy. And
so what Asia said, the neighbor got charged and went to jail in the Ahmaud Aubrey for recording it.
Just for recording it. He didn't do anything wrong.
And as another officer tasing someone who didn't need to be tased, that was extra force that you put on his heart, his body, his everything else.
Different stress. If that's you, I'm arguing that every person that was involved, every person that was there needs to be arrested. If that's me, I'm arguing that every person needs to be arrested. I'm arguing because every black person.
I'm arguing that we make sure that we get what we need done. Because what I don't want to do is take all this shit, throw it in front of a judge, and then the judge says half this shit doesn't fucking matter.
Right. So him getting fired, do you think that's the end of his career? Do you think that's the end of his career? Do you think he can't just relocate to the city?
He should be fired, blacklisted, and prevented from ever becoming.
But do you think that's what's happening to him? Because I don't.
No, but we know that doesn't happen. We know that doesn't happen.
We need to change the law so that does happen. We need to change the system so that they can't just go to
because policing is not federal. Policing is state. Policing is not federal. Policing is state. You can't mandate each state change the law.
No, I mean, but you can demand that your state changes the law.
Level,
policing is not federal. It's state.
Right. So in your state, as a resident of your state, we're saying
federal law, they can
things
make
need to
federal
be
laws
changed
about what you can do and what the federal guidelines are on the use of force. They can make a federal law about use of force and how you handle a person, because that's what he was. He wasn't a criminal. He was a person. He was still
I was trying to put it up too.
Regular guy when he was arrested, when he was handcuffed.
80 yards away from his home.
80 fucking yards. Imagine your sons being handcuffed 80 yards from their house. Because that's someone's son. That was someone's dad.
No one's arguing that.
So why
You're bringing
would
up
you
points that nobody's arguing.
So why would you argue that the cop doesn't need to be arrested?
Because you're talking about arresting the guy for the guy that tased versus the people that killed him. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about anything else.
Be arrested. Like, I'm not saying he should get as much time as, but I think he should be before a judge. Yes. I think that you did something to that person. I'm not saying he didn't just stand there and watch it.
But what charge are you giving him? Are you giving him murder? Are you giving him manslaughter? Or are you giving him assault?
I'm giving him an accomplice. Like, they will give you
an accomplice to a murder. Yes.
To a crime, accomplice to a murder. Like, if you accomplice to a bank robbery, you get 3 years. If you accomplice to someone who has a gun in the car,
yes, because that means you help actually do the crime. If tasing is shown that, if tasing is shown to not be the reason why he died, you didn't commit. You didn't assist in him dying.
Okay, so but that should still be officially.
The taser didn't come out and say this isn't how he died. But it's shown and it's sparking outrage that people are upset.
So if it comes out, and they say, okay, hey, tasing is a part of the reason why he died, then yes, he should definitely be found, locked up.
Put him on trial first, and then let me see.
Right. That's what that comes out in trial, right? In trial, they come up.
You do all of that before you go to trial. You want to make sure you have everything lined up before you go to trial.
Police records. I want to see everything because when it's
you do all of that before trial.
They're not going to. But that's neither here nor there. Well, it is a lot of here and there. I'm just moving on.
Yeah.
Just moving on. Not to make anything light of that. But so in Virginia, there is a law that has been put in place that you have to play sports based off of your sex at birth. So, anti-transgender, essentially, laws. Also, in Florida, piggybacking off of that.
Anti-transgender law?
Yeah.
Yes. How is that not an anti-transgender law?
How is it anti-transgender say you must play the sport that you were
at birth? But we learned recently.
Remember our conversation
with Cameron, where she said now that she's taking hormones, her bones are breaking because she's not built the same way she was built prior to transitioning. So if you know that knowledge, then that means I don't have an unfair advantage as people are making
if you take the hormones, but you don't have to take hormones to transition. If you consider yourself to be a transgender, you don't have to take the hormone.
Absolutely not. You are absolutely
right. There's different levels of that.
So for those that don't take the hormones and choose to stay as they are, but then just identify as the opposite sex, then what?
But in Virginia, there are those who choose to take the hormone, and they do.
There are those who choose to take them. I said, what is your answer for those that choose not to? You have to take account for those that choose not to.
No, I feel that.
You're right.
But
there could be a law and a rule set in place for them to have to if they choose to reassign.
No, then you can still classify that as anti-transgender. You're making me do something because I classify as this. So you're making me do this.
Absolutely. But like if you're going to commit,
so you can't justify it on one end and then say no on the other.
Because it needs to be regulated at some point. And I'm not saying that it won't be something, but regulations always feel anti-something. And if there's any kind of law or any kind of thing, otherwise it's just I put on a dress and I, as the guy in a beard, can say I'm a woman today.
Well, I'm not saying then they already have the regulation. The regulation is you play the sport or with the gender which you were assigned to at birth. That's the regulation.
And that feels a little anti-transgender because if RJ decided,
it also feels very like
we had this conversation.
How is that? But then telling me that I must take this or I must take that to be classified as transgender, not anti-transgender.
Because if you must take the hormones to be classified as a woman, then why not take the hormones? Like, why not fully transfer over and be able to enjoy the things? Because otherwise, I'm going to tell you that's not fair to the people otherwise.
Sorry, I was trying to read all of Asia's comments. So she said, oh yeah, you have to now play basketball as a man if you're a woman. How would you know If I was a male or a female, I can change my birth certificate. Okay, she's over here
I can change my birth
falsifying
certificate.
documents.
Yeah, absolutely. But you can't just
I
be like,
play
yeah,
rugby
change my entire birth certificate.
and a lot of my
illegal.
players have had to be moved because of this law. They go by female, and it's on their ID, and birth certificate,
Yeah.
so they are.
So you can change your ID. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure if you can legally change your birth certificate just because you want.
I don't know either. I can't speak.
I don't know. I don't know. I know you can create a new birth certificate, but that's illegal as fuck. But you can definitely create one.
You can pick a lot of stuff these days.
Because I would argue if I can get a new birth certificate, why can't I get a new social security card with a new social?
Other than a name change, I mean, you can get it. Yeah, no, not a new social name change. That shit's still tied to you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if I get a new birth certificate, I should be able to get a new social.
Yeah. Oop, I didn't mean to click on that. She said you can. But tying into that law that Virginia put into place, Florida is also trying to add a question about menstrual cycles for high school athletes. So when was your first? When was your last?
Like making you actually submit your menstrual cycles.
Yeah.
You mean like an actual physical?
I mean, not just an actual physical, but like the dates and the times that you've had to prove that you're a woman.
Don't they ask that during an actual physical?
They do ask you that. Yeah.
But actually that's how they know, like, okay, hey, are you pregnant before you start? Yeah, like when did you do this? When did you do that? Like, yeah.
If it's worth taking the test for that. No, they do ask that question, but now it's going to be mandatory.
Yeah, it's a physical. It's normal shit. Something that we've been doing for fucking ever. Physical.
Yeah, it's just more in depth. It's a more in depth history of it.
Fun fact as to why you feel like Florida has more crazy people. It's because their jail records and their court records are legal and publicized. So because they're publicized, it's like, oh,
you see more of their shit out there. That's all.
Right. And if every state did that, and if every state legalized and was able to just like show their court records every day, like
Michigan's the same way.
It's crazy. And that's why you hear so many stories of Detroit man did this, or like Michiganer did this, or like Florida man.
Yeah.
It's just out
there.
I
mean, to be fair, Florida people do be doing some crazy.
No, Florida does show its ass a lot. Like, I'm not saying they do shit. And I'm not saying that the crazy doesn't like appear front row.
Yeah, center. But it's put out there. Like if you ever watch like court TV, most of those are in Michigan or in Florida, like that, because it's publicized.
I feel like it's the coast. Y'all always doing some crazy shit on the coast in Florida.
Did you hear about the crazy shit that happened in Texas?
Nope, and I listened.
So because of the weather conditions that y'all had and like the power outages and whatnot in Austin at one of the Hebs, someone posted that there was going to be free food. They showed up, raided the dumpsters, and there were fights breaking out.
HEB Heb.
Heb.
I pronounced it how I read it.
Facts. We don't have one of those here.
They don't exist.
Then you definitely didn't read right, because there's legit a period between each one. Like
not in the article I read.
What does it stand for?
It stands for "Here Everything's Better."
Oh, yeah, I've never heard of that.
I've never seen that. So we have our own national like grocery stores that like we love up here. Like recently we've been to the Co-op, but otherwise we just go to like Giant and Shoppers,
Safeway.
Or Safeway, Shop, Aldi's, Lidl.
Well, Aldi's and Lidl are international. Like those
Aldi's is definitely everywhere.
Yeah.
Aldi's is definitely everywhere. HEB's only in Texas.
Yeah, and Publix is like, or is it Publix?
Publix, yeah.
They're pretty legit. During the pandemic, they had a like a seniors only hour.
Yeah, hour.
So during the pandemic, we like early in the morning, you had to be 65 minutes. Like, and if you were there, if you were young, and they looked at you. So if you looked like you weren't 65, they told you to come back, unless you were with someone that looked older.
Right.
And so and that's just kind of how they ran it. A lot of people might have been upset, but HEB didn't give a fuck. They were like, "No, come back." We open up at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, especially because at the beginning of the pandemic, like, I mean, and in general, older people are just more susceptible to this might be their last cold ever.
And like honestly, it takes them a while to shop and get everything that.
Yeah, that's what I say. Honestly, I want them to have this like all together because I hate shopping with old people. Like they move slow. They always in the damn way.
So before Jamal met me, like I am not a huge fan of older people, and he used to always think I was super rude. But I'm like, dog, like
in the way they rude. They just
I have been, and then they expect this respect that they don't give to you in return, and I'm so like, I can't do that for you, ma'am. Yeah. Like I can't.
You want me to be super respectful, and you just turn around and you look at me like, why are you even here?
Yeah,
ma'am.
Like, I'm not wrong with. Like I'm not wrong with
your shit. Like, your card got declined, and you looking at me like you deserve that. Like, what you mean?
Like,
I'm being
you
a good
should have, and it's like I should have. I held the door for you. I paid for your stuff. Like, what do you want from me? A kidney? Like, come on.
Well, speaking of a kidney, there is a new bill proposed in Massachusetts that prisoners who donate their organs or bone marrow can get up to a year less prison time on their sentencing.
So if you're in Massachusetts and you stabbed a nigga, just go ahead and, wait that organ donor out.
I get a year off. I'm have to give up a kidney to get a year off of a 40-year sentence. Nigga.
Of a life sentence, right?
Hey, man. It depends on how bad you are. Because I'm not
saying your sentence is only 18 months.
But do you know how much a kidney's worth? A kidney's worth upwards of $25,000-$40,000. You telling me I only get a year off?
Some bone marrow and be in the hospital for a few weeks. If it meant I can get that 1 year sentence, I can get 1 year off my sentence, and I'm in there for 18 months. So that's 6 months.
I mean, you're gonna get the desperate who already have a shorter.
At that point, I might as well just chill, and like I'm just gonna chill. If I only got motherfucking 6 months in prison, bro, I'm just gonna chill, gin, pop, man. You want my cookie here, bro? You can have my cornbread. You can have this, bro. I'm out here in 6 months. I ain't about to fight with nobody. I ain't look.
Big cool.
Man, I want the top bunk. So you can sleep on the top bunk. You can sleep wherever you want.
Dang.
I got 6 months, bro. I'm not about to argue with you. I'm not about to fight with you. Nothing.
Rich is gonna raise his price.
But okay, a couple more stories and we'll wrap it up. I don't know if you heard about this because I did not hear about this until it was apparently handled. But there was a balloon from a Chinese spy balloon that's been floating over the United States. You said what?
And then they shot it down, and then China was
like,
"What happened?"
After 5 days of it collecting whatever intel it needed to collect, 5 days, then we shot it down.
Yeah, way to go, Joe. I feel safer now. Thanks.
Well, I guess you give them the benefit of the doubt because you don't want to just be rude to people, right?
What do you mean you want to be rude to people? What the fuck? You're not supposed to be here.
I don't want to be rude, but you got your balloon in my airspace.
If we had a balloon in the Chinese airspace, you don't think that shit would have been shot down immediately? This was not an invited balloon.
Or like geographical thing that was supposed to be recording stuff, but it wasn't like a spy cam or whatever.
Yeah, that's not what this was. It said Chinese spy balloon specifically on the news.
That joint couldn't have been any more spy related.
What happened if we don't believe everything the news say?
No, we don't believe everything.
The news didn't even tell me it happened, so
until
I can't even
it got shot down.
That the news is like telling me anything.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, we've been experimenting with the news in the morning. Like, so off default, because of, me growing up, like I watch Fox. I understand Fox has a very Republican agenda. Like, I get that. But that's just, I like the personalities. That's my local, you know what I mean? Like TV show. But this past week, we've been switching from like Fox to like, whatever else, just to hear like what other fucking stories are happening. Cause they're definitely not talking about everything happening.
Like even locally, you don't get all the
don't get all the stories.
You'd be like, someone got shot on the metro.
Like, God damn.
It's like, yeah.
And you switch to another story.
Most of that stuff you would have to find in like newspapers or like little articles somewhere.
So our newspaper only tells us like the local stuff that happens locally,
like in our community.
So it's like local man had his car searched and there was nothing in it, and it's like, Oh, that wasn't exciting.
Yeah, like one kid robbed another kid. Like we get like very small community news.
Y'all are the reason why news only show bad shit. Because when they said nothing happened, y'all like, well, this is dumb. Why did you report this? So now they only have to report bad shit because you won't watch that.
I need to know what's happening, bro.
We're in the we're so close to the nation's capital. Like there's always literally something happening and we don't know.
I need to know why there's traffic today. Like there's a parade, there's a march, there's a peaceful protest happening.
Air Force One took off today and they shut shit down. Like, bro, I need to know that.
I'm in the middle of my day and like I'm in Northeast DC. So like in Northeast, you're like, what the fuck is happening?
And not knowing why there's traffic is just gonna ruin your day.
Maybe.
Yeah. It means I need to know what the traffic is.
Knowing why there's traffic changed the fact that there is traffic.
No.
Yes.
No. It doesn't change it. It's still there.
It does not.
I need you to understand
why there's traffic doesn't change the fact that there is
drives and the person who doesn't drive in our house. So I
need to know if they shut down the roads. I need to know if like things are being closed. I need to know.
Does it change the fact that the road is shut down?
No, but I will say, like, being in the DC area, because there's so many marches that happen, like, it is important to know what's happening around us.
It might not be important to know beforehand. So, like, hey, there's a parade at 7 o'clock on Tuesday. Yeah, so you know, okay, cool. Tuesday, I need
right. Where the white supremacists are going to be marching on Washington today. I'm going to stay
like
home.
A gun march rally happening in your neighborhood until you wake up in the morning and like, hey, watch out for that rally today. And it's like, what rally? And then you go down there and it's 60 dudes marching with a gun.
Why would you go down there when they just told you to watch out for the rally? Why would you go down there? They just said don't go down to the rally, and you went in.
Snuggles is sleeping. So segueing very quickly into my last story, unless you have anything else. As we're talking about local news and things that are happening in our area, there has been a epidemic in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, the metro area, about there's been a drug epidemic. There's been a lot of what is that drug? There's been a lot of overdoses in high schools. Percocet overdoses in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. A lot of deaths of high school students. And I was listening to the news and an expert came on, and apparently, because I've been hearing a lot, Halloween, your kid might get Percocet. And in my head, I'm like, why the fuck would somebody just give out their drugs like that to my child?
No one is doing that. Not a soul.
No, you're right. But apparently on Snapchat, there are drug dealers who are targeting high school students. Mm-hmm. And that's how they're getting the drugs. They're getting into the high schools. And apparently in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, there is enough Percocet currently on the black market in these schools that could kill half of the population if we all got our hands on it. That's fucking crazy. Like, this is giving crack in the black community, but it's Percocet in the white community, and it's
which means that something will be done about it.
Something will be done about it, yeah. But
it's
not.
Something will be done about it.
Not without the death of children, right? Like, children are overdosing off of this
because it's an issue when the white kids die.
The death of white children causes white people to do things, and so guess what?
Absolutely.
They're gonna fix
it. The kid that we seen on the news is a 15-year-old white kid. Ask me if a black kid's ever overdosed off of any of these drugs. Probably have.
I was gonna say I wouldn't say they no black kid ever,
but they don't broadcast it as much. Like, we definitely won't hear it on our news.
I'm dead off of Asia's comments. I'm not going to put them up there. But yes, apparently Snapchat is how kids are getting it. Yeah. Because the messages erase.
Yeah. And the fact that you can get drugs so easily these days is a problem. Like,
not gonna lie, a kid was telling me this at work today. He was like, it must have been hard. Now, first off, I want to choke shit out of him because he's talking about it must have been harder back in your day to get drugs. I'm like, bitch, I'm only 30. Like,
right.
30? You look at least 35.
He was like, now he's like, I can almost pretty much Uber Eats drugs. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I can call the guy right now. He'll walk up and be like, hey, Gianni here? I got his drugs. I'm like, I don't even know niggas that sell drugs. He's like, I know like 4 right now.
Like, they're not every drug. It's just
he's like, you name it, I can call a guy. He'll find somebody that has it, and like they'll bring it to you. I'm like,
That's
what
crazy.
kind of shit is this? I said, you damn right. Because in my day, drug dealers weren't walking up to you like, yeah, here you go. Here's your drugs that you put it
But they
online.
walk out with a whole bag full of it. Like, have you ever seen that movie with John Cena in it? What was it? Sisters?
I didn't see
Tina
anything with
Fey,
John Cena because
Amy Poehler.
Mhm.
Yeah, nah, you can't see him, but he was playing as a drug dealer, and he walked up and he was like, I got Percocets, I got Molly, I got weed, I got heroin, I got crack, and he was just like naming all the drugs he has. That's how drug dealers are, but they look like your everyday person. They don't even look like the scary drug man. They look like they could be any one of us. And that's what they don't prepare you for. They don't prepare you for the drug dealer being the regular dude that you could see.
Who's
It's
supposed
like,
to prepare you for that?
There, Scruff, the crime dog,
I'm
McGruff.
dead. Don't.
Scruff
Who?
McGruff.
Who's supposed to prepare you for that?
McGruff. He had you.
Who's supposed to say, hey,
You're
Jamal,
on
I just
crime.
want you to know, drug dealers come in all sizes, shapes, and forms. So don't trust
Mob
nobody.
I'm aware.
Mob tie. Like, anybody can be a drug dealer.
That's
Imagine telling a kid that anybody can be a drug dealer. He ain't gonna trust nobody. He ain't gonna trust the teacher, even though they sell drugs.
Dog, I'm not gonna hold you. When I was a kid, I used to think, oh man, teachers are like these like mythical, must be better than everybody, like human beings. And now I'm an adult, and it's like my friends are teachers. Like I know you. I've seen you do it. Well, I'm not gonna say what I've seen my friends do, but like I
That's
just know
hilarious.
that like
Snitching. He's
what I
snitching.
had to,
Right, that's what I'm saying, dog. You out here.
I ain't say none of my friends' names that are teachers. I know one guy that's a teacher. I know what he's done, and I ain't never said
We
a
know
goddamn
he's a
word.
guy. We know he's a teacher. And we know you know him. Snitching.
That's enough.
It's a lot of
The
people.
internet's gonna get to it now. Look,
Hey,
Internet's
listen, the
gonna find
internet
out.
ain't that fast. All right,
that's
the internet's
hilarious.
got to make some real connections to find this guy. I know.
Look, well, speaking of the internet, I need y'all to hop on it. Subscribe
Beyonce's
to our
internet.
hop on Beyonce's internet. Subscribe and follow our Patreon for all of our dope ass exclusive content.
Check us out next week on
Anime
Court.
Court's going to be pushing out content. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but
Rich, let the people know how we're gonna be talking about ecchi anime next week.
Yeah. So we're gonna put out not necessarily a survey, but we'll be debating again. I'll probably be the I think I want to argue this. I'll probably make
I'm judge this
yeah,
time.
he's judged this time.
I called it.
Jamal's gonna be the judge,
Jamal.
and then me and Sweezy are gonna argue etchy anime culture.
Sweezy.
So we're gonna argue etchy anime culture. People do keep in mind that this is a Japanese culture, and so don't bring your American fucking ideas.
We
Like,
will not
oh,
bring
America says
Japanese.
this is
argument.
Japanese culture, okay? And not everyone fucking follows American culture. Okay, a lot of people hate it. So yeah,
I might see if I can slide in a special guest for that one. I've been talking to Fluke the villain,
Yeah.
so you know my boy Mikey might be able to try to slide in, see how he fit in on this anime court thing.
And Shay and I will be dropping our first official Patreon exclusive episode of Keeping It Real. The first part of the next season drops on Thursday, so we're probably going to watch that first episode, give y'all some good content off of that. So make sure you guys hop on Patreon off of our link tree. I'll put it in our description as soon as we are done. Do that. Hit us on all other forms of social media.
Shout out to Rich, who also became a Patreon member.
And shout out to
week.
James, because we have yet to do that out loud.
Yeah, shout out to my boy James.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So
out here supporting the Patreon. You know what I'm saying?
Exclusive interviews, Keeping It Real, Anime Court, all types of stuff happening. It's $5, not $6.
Right. You love Mikey, so pay your $5 and come watch us on Patreon.
And then next week, Tuesday, we're doing our marriage episode. So hop on. Will Britt be joining us?
Brittany's gonna be joining us. My wife's gonna be joining us.
Hey,
All right. So
Rich is gonna be censored next week.
it's gonna be Rich and Brittany, Jamal and I. We'll have Rod and Lanita. You guys can seen Rod on a couple episodes. His wife will be with him. We're gonna have some great conversations about
and if
marriage.
you love Rod, everyone loves Lanita.
Absolutely. Great conversations about marriage. Is it worth it? What our views are on
how y'all feeling about marriage?
On hashtag
how y'all
Black
want to
Love.
talk about it? Like,
We're gonna get into it.
People that say like marriage is a scam, marriage isn't worth it. Like, why would you get married? Like, why would you do that to yourself?
But yeah,
get into it.
It's gonna be a great conversation.
Yeah.
But until next time, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay unapologetically Black. Have a good night.